These remind me of a character. But whom?
Yes, but whom? Someone very powerful in the dark side. One very legendary in the dark side who wielded a double-bladed lightsaber. Who does that remind you of?
One thing's for certain, his lightsaber made noise. These are just
light sticks now.
Oh, okay, let's just put them.
Yes, but
My guitar from Cat Bane episode still here.
yes, but who are we thinking of? Yes, Ian, but who? Who was the wise one? Who was the one that we're just gonna?
Wise.
It's not really wise. Okay.
No.
No, not wise. Rose to power in a certain way.
By basically being a criminal underlord. We speak of the Dathomirian warlord, Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Alright, Darth Maul. Let's start off. History lesson! We're gonna break this off into categories.
Yeah. So, Darth Maul first appears in The Phantom Menace, if you remember.
Actually, we need to go back. Back when we first ever see him in the comics and other things.
Comics, he showed up after Phantom Menace, I'm pretty sure.
He showed up before Phantom Menace. I'll take over. So, Darth Maul. We first ever see Darth Maul, of course, as a young boy. Probably like 6 or 7, getting his tattoos. Darth Maul was the original red Dathomirian, whose tattoos were the black markings.
Mm-hmm.
That must have hurt.
Like all of them.
Yeah, like all of them. I mean, they're all over his body. And of course...
No, I meant like all of the Dathomirians have black markings. Why are you making it sound like there's different?
Right. And he had 2 blood brothers, Savage Repress, and
Some other dude
that we don't know the name of right now, but we're gonna figure that out later.
Or we just don't know him.
We just don't know one way or another. So we're going, and then of course Darth Sidious teamed up with Mother Talzin, but instead of taking Mother Talzin as Sidious's apprentice, well, he ends up taking Maul. He takes Maul to the Sith homeworld of Malachor. He takes the ashes where the one Jedi purge was there, and and then Sidious took it and went right in Maul's face and went, feel their pain, and he felt every single bit of pain on that planet, being struck down on every single Jedi, and that's where his hate for Jedi come in. The second time we see Maul, he's learning more and learning more and learning more. He gets his first ever assignment to find a Jedi on an outer planet who was sold off to an auction, but Maul ends up actually making a band of criminal misfits, including our last episode, Controver, Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Of course, he gives the lightsaber to the Jedi back for 1 second, but instantly just strikes her down. More like a thrust to her. And then his sword ends up feeling the taste of a Jedi Padawan. The blood of a Jedi Padawan, but that's not enough. He goes back with Sidious to Malachor, and then he ends up getting another vision where it's Maul, but as a Jedi. But that was just a test to see what all he knows, and see if he could surpass the infinite power of said, Siths. So we next see Maul and Phantom Menace. And of course, he is determined to find said Jedi. First time we ever see him with the live-action double-bladed lightsaber, portrayed by Ray Parker, which, by the way, is an incredible man.
Ray Park, you mean?
Yeah, Ray Parker, don't know.
Fun fact, he's from Richmond.
Yes. And he still knows, to this day, how to fully double swing it. Literally, he just goes. But with the double bladed, it goes super, super fast. I saw that, and I was like, good job, bro. I can't even do that.
Well, what else do we know about Darth Maul?
Well, we're still on the history topic right now. And of course, he gets gutted down by Kenobi, falls down the air shaft, but uses the Force to an air vent, and fueled by rage and anger, ends up
surviving and creates hideous spider legs,
which we see in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Then his brother Savage Press ends up
finding him, heals him, well, gets him to Mother Talzin, who gets him healed.
Makes those weird looking robotic legs with feet that do this way and that way that goes. That was pretty cool looking.
I prefer his newer ones.
I did too. So of course he builds his criminal empire, which is later known as the Crimson Dawn.
Which started out, however, as the Shadow Collective.
Yes, it did.
Where he recruited the might of the Black Suns, the Pike Syndicate, and Bounty Hunters Guild.
And also known as Death Watch. And once he re-sees Kenobi...
No, the Bounty Hunters Guild is separate from Death Watch. He gets some support from Bounty Hunters Guild.
And he gets access to Jabba's HUD space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And of course his fuel for Kenobi was the only thing that could fuel him to go after him after all these years. And of course we keep seeing him in the Clone Wars trying to build his criminal empire. Then Death Watch finds him, and well, all of a sudden, he ends up building the Shadow Collective, and then takes the throne of Mandalore, and ends up killing the leader, Survivor Press.
No, bruh.
Pre-Vizsla, but that's
the Darksaber.
With the Darksaber, which he takes as his own as a trophy. And of course, we later see him taking over Mandalore. Kenobi tries to save his girlfriend, which not really supposed to have a girlfriend, the Duchess Satine.
Yep, and she gets...
well, first off, they get captured, and then he takes the Darksaber and just...
Yeah.
Strikes her down. And I think probably later in this...
Yeah, later on, Darth Sidious shows up, kills Savage,
and takes Maul hostage. And when the next time we see him is in another comic where his collective followers of Mandalorians rescue him with the Darksaber, and that's the only one he has because his other one was lost on Mandalore. So of course he goes to see Mother Talzin, and he captures Dooku, and of course they team up. And Mother Talzin possesses Dooku's spirit or body, and ends up taking Sidious and Grievous on, but ends up Mother Talzin by herself without Dooku's body, ends up dying.
Well, yeah, because Grievous kind of was the MVP there.
Yeah, he just... Technically what he did was he took both sabers and right through the chest. And with Maul screaming, Mother, no. Well, he loses the only person he had left. I think later on in this episode we should, show everybody the new thing that we're going to start doing after every episode, maybe?
Nah, I don't know. That might be too lengthy. But Maul then later shows up in a show that I have had more experience with.
Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet with the Clone Wars. Hey! This is my history lesson. You got the last one.
Oh my god.
So of course, after escaping Sidious and everything, he goes back to Mandalore and orchestrates the entire season of Mandalore, which we next see with Ahsoka Tano, which is going to be in the later episode, probably here soon. I don't know, man. And of course, we end up with them fighting, and then Maul revealing Anakin's, fall to the dark side.
Yep.
And
Maul was right.
Maul was right, yeah. And Order 66 happens. He's on the carrier when that happens, and he obliterates everything. And of course, next time we see him in live action again, once again portrayed by Ray Park, with just his head is in the movie Solo.
Yep.
Where he encounters
and he got
Mira.
double bladed.
He got a new double blade, which is actually from an Inquisitor that was sent after all Jedi and Sith, and Sidious knows that he was alive, so he sent an Inquisitor after him, where he took his lightsaber for his own. And of course he was on Dathomir, which was his main base of operations, where he got his new Inquisitor lightsaber. And now on to Ian's favorite part, where he's gonna take over of.
Star Wars Rebels. Now, Maul had a great arc in Star Wars Rebels. Basically, yada yada, looking for the Darksaber. He notices it when Sabine has it, which, yeah, that didn't go so well.
No.
If we
hang on.
know anything from the Mandalorian.
Hang on. If we're doing it right, Maul kept the Darksaber on. Well, we did start off with season 2, where Ezra, Kanan, and Ahsoka go to Malachor.
Yeah.
We need to start with there and get the Sith holocron. We need to start there.
Yeah, and basically, they find Maul there, as he calls himself Old Master. And basically, he tries and leads Ezra to the holocron, pretending to be, some sacred Jedi dude.
Some sacred old man that they can trust.
But then he shows up as Maul, beats the crap out of a bunch of Inquisitors.
I'm not gonna really do it on camera, but no more. And ends up striking Kanan in the eyes,
Yeah.
taking his eyesight.
And then we next see Maul,
In another episode, in season 3,
where he tries to help Ezra activate the holocron. Correct.
and he wants to get his information about Kenobi.
Yeah. Because he still is filled with absolute hatred towards Kenobi.
Yes, he is. That's all he ever wanted. He used Ezra, and of course they go to Dathomir, use Dathomirian magic, where Ezra finds the Darksaber, and of course Maul gets his information, goes to Tatooine, scours the desert, doesn't find him, filled with rage, and then next time we see him is when Ezra finds Kenobi, and then of course their mind is still linked from the Dathomirian magic. Yeah. And Maul's there, and they finally fight it out, him and Kenobi. Old man time. But
In 3 strikes. 1, 2,
Here.
and
1,
3.
2, 3.
Slice
and-
through the chest.
Right through the chest. Splits the saber in half. And then drops to his body. And in the arms of his greatest enemy, ask him the one question. Will he avenge us? And is he the chosen one? Will he avenge us? And, Kenobi says yes. And he dies in his enemy's greatest arms, relieved of
All
hatred.
Yep. And that is the end of Maul as we know him.
History-wise.
Now, on to his power rating. For his power, he gets a 9 out of 10.
Athleticism. 10 out of 10.
Fighting skill, 11 out of